So, questions, let's go back to that. Any questions on that? So, as people in industry, but also individual homeowners, and private users, what resources are out there? What can help us? You're not alone. Now, this is good and bad. When you're on the internet, you're not alone. There are over 2 billion users on the internet. Some of them are attacking your systems every day, and you're not immune. Small business owner, you're not immune. A grandmother on a computer on your home, you're not immune. They will use your system to either get your personal information. Yeah, maybe you don't have a lot of money in the bank. Maybe you don't have credit cards. But they can use your computer to attack other people's computers. They can sit and watch what's going on, find out who you're communicating with. If you're a grandmother on a computer, they find out who your grandchildren are you're communicating with and get through you to them. They'll send emails to your grandchildren claiming to be you, asking for help. Or vice versa, the grandchildren sending to your grandmother, Grandma. Well, this happened to a friend of mine. I'm stuck in Europe. I lost I got robbed and everything. Can you wire money to me? This was a phone call, not even an email. It was a phone call. Grandma, this is your granddaughter. Betty, is that you? Yes, it's Betty. Just gave her information. I don't know if you knew I was traveling in Europe. You were? I thought you were still at school. No, I took a trip. I'm going with a friend of mine, and we've been robbed, and I need help. Mom, my parent, no one else in the family can help me, but I know you have some money. Wire me, $1,000 so I can get home, $2,000 so I can get home. Grandma wants to help. Doesn't even know how to wire money, but said, just go down to the bank. They'll tell you how to do it. Friend almost did it. Then she thought about it for a second and called her daughter and said, where's Betty? Oh, she's at school. She's not in Europe? No, she's still going to school. And everything was fine. And they don't care that they're stealing from your grandmother. They don't care. These are bad guys. Grandma's susceptible. You're susceptible. Your Facebook link to her makes her vulnerable. How dare you? Think about it. And they're attacking all the systems, small businesses. They're trying to get in, steal intellectual property information from the small businesses. You got an innovative idea. It's now in North Korea, South Korea, China, Bulgaria, Hungary, East Hampton. It could be anywhere. Somebody's stealing and breaking into your system and taking things. But the good thing, the good news, there's free resources available on the internet. There's certain websites where they're legitimate, not the thing that's emailed to you that says, oh, your computer's been attacked, run this free virus scanner. No, that's not what it is. But there are availables. And there's low-cost resources available. There are some web-based resources. I'm giving a couple of them here. Cybersecurity.idaho.gov has links, materials for, basically, click on it, says, this is for everyone. This is for parents or teens or young kids. This is for educators. This is for state agencies. This is for industry. And they have links to resources. And this is a government website. Links to resources, training materials, awareness things. And I'm going to go to some of the other links that they have. State of Idaho is part of the Multi-State Information Sharing and Analysis Center. And there's the website there, misic.cisecurity.org. It's primarily for state, local, and tribal agencies, for government agencies. Free membership, people can join if they're a legitimate agency. There's advisories, there's newsletters. Some of these you can link to. Anybody can grab and look and read them. Okay, links to training materials and videos, awareness videos you can send to your employees. White papers and reports, things about how to deal with a potential intrusion, an attack. Ways of setting up a security policy, which is something we'll talk about one of these other talks. This information's out there. National Cybersecurity Alliance. StaySafeOnline.org. Training material mostly for educators and corporations. How do you do risk assessment? How do you look at your system? What are you vulnerable for? What is at risk? What resources do you really have on your system as a company? Do you have customer data? Do you have customer personally identifiable information? Where is it? What is at risk with that? How do you report cyber attacks? How do you implement cybersecurity plan? How do you train your employees? What if you're a small company, you have 5 employees, 10 employees, 50 employees, 5,000 employees? How do you train them? How do you make them aware of things? I was talking to the Chief Information Officer for UPS about a year ago. He's not worried about the people in the brown uniforms who actually deliver your product. It's all the people behind the scenes. And he does training and awareness for them. When he first took the job, he said one of the things that most amazed him was how many people out there were willing to spend time and effort to find a way to ship one package free. Save yourself $7.50 or $17.50. It's out there. They're doing that. There's a recent attack right now. It's a credit card fraud attack. People have gotten credit card numbers. They're charging $9.84 on your credit card, hoping that you won't notice. You pay the money, they get it. It's a charge to a website. They're basically pretending that you had gone to the website to buy something for $9.84. Now, if you're like me, my credit card bills are large every month. I go through every single purchase to make sure, but it takes time. And I flag the ones I don't recognize and talk to my wife about those. Were these yours? And we find the receipts or other things if it's suspicious. Most people, $9.84, I'm not worried about it. I'm worried about the more $184 or $984 charges than I am the $9.84 charges. And they're getting away with it. So people have got to be aware when you train your employees, train them about this type of behavior, train them about the malicious software, the phishing software, the one that comes to you and says, something was wrong with your time card. Unless you click on here within the next 30 minutes, you're not getting paid next week. MITRE Corporation did that as an internal study after they got hit by one person clicking on a link, and it was 1,200 man-hours to fix the security problem from that one person clicking on the link. So they started doing training on people. And like, a good percentage of the people actually clicked on this link about the website. Immediately went to a page saying, you clicked on a phishing link, you were vulnerable. Half the people quickly shut off. You're never quick enough. The attack already launched. Some reported it. Some didn't. There are also out there free security checkup resources. There are things you can download and run on your machines to say, or on your software, is this software vulnerable? Is this website vulnerable? That's available for free. Now, one of them that I was looking at, checking, it does check for, scan my website. You have to own the website. You have to actually put a special code into the code of the website yourself for it to scan it and send you a report. So you can't just say, scan all these websites for me, find the ones that are vulnerable. Okay? And then it'll send you a report on what's wrong. Offer to sell you a service where they can fix the problems with the website, but it's actually legitimate and gives you enough links and information. If you have a capable person there, they can fix it. So it's a marketing thing. We'll do this analysis for you free. Hopefully, 2% of our customers will come in, or 10% of the people using it will come back and ask us for help. And we're making a fortune because it's an automated scan. But it's a good service. It's a good scan. It's very up to date. And there's links to that on this website. And they've checked it out and made sure it's a legitimate organization. StopThinkConnect.org, the one I was talking about in an earlier talk. It's a national cybersecurity education and awareness campaign. One of the things I think is really cool about them is they make these awareness posters, similar to the ones they did during World War II about loose lips sink ships, and other things about releasing security, vulnerability information. They put up these posters in the metro system in D.C., and they've put them up in other subway places. People can see these posters. We've got similar ones on campus and other places. They're popping up on websites. They have simple tips and advice, simple things. I don't know if it was one of theirs, but I remember one of the early ones we had, which works for most people, is think of your password like underwear. Change it often and don't share with anyone. It works for some people. But just little things that'll stick in your mind. And they provide other training and awareness material. You can go over with your kids, you can go over with family members, you can go over with coworkers, you can go over with the employees or your boss. Okay, this material is out there. It takes time to find. Employers have to make sure the employees, the appropriate people in their organization, have the time to find and collect this material and share it with the other employees. We need to find a way to make it available to the general public. You know, it's like, okay, now not only do I got to brush my teeth twice a day, I got to check the internet twice a day for security things. Maybe. Maybe there's things where it just has to be a routine. Has to be. Or it comes up quick enough, pops up as a commercial somewhere, pops up in conversation. People start being aware this is an issue. We have to be all in it together, protecting ourselves, protecting each other. Materials are out there. And like I said, there's free help. There's online security scanning tools. Again, the email web-based pop-up ads for security tools are often fraudulent. You know, you go to a web page and a pop-up occurs. Your computer's been infected. Run this free scanning tool. No. Some of them are legitimate. I don't trust any of them. They're for individuals. Office supply stores like Staples, Office Depot, many other vendors, some computer stores, gaming stores, provide free PC scanning and PC repair services. You bring your home computer in, they will do the scan for you. They will run this malware analysis, run the virus, make sure your settings are correct. Or national organizations and government agencies have put together a list of good security settings for your computer, and the software can help you check that. And it's free. It takes a little time to go there. It takes a little time for them to do it. But if you're not computer savvy, that works. All right. Last thing on this. Analysis paralysis, which is a problem we see in industry too often. People are overwhelmed by what is out there. Well, you know, do I do a virus scanner? Do I do a web firewall? Do I do a personal website? Do I change my passwords every 30 days? The answer to all of the above is yes, but if you can't do all, do what you can. You know, I can't protect my house from being struck from a meteor, but I still lock the doors and the windows. I still have smoke alarms in the house. I still have insurance in case something goes wrong that I can't protect myself from. I make sure the house is maintained and upgraded, and if things break, I fix them. I monitor things. I change the filters and the water or the heater and air conditioning ducts. There's things I do for due diligence, maintain the house, but I can't do everything. Some things I pay people to do. Is what you're doing enough? If you're doing nothing, no. If you're doing something, no. But it's better than doing nothing. You know, use the virus and malware scanners. Run them. Turn on the firewalls. Have the machines update. Do the auto updating. That alone will save a lot of people headaches. And it's a good start. And when you're starting a software development project, think about the security when you start it. That software will eventually get on the internet somehow, whether you intended it to or not. Somebody will connect to it somehow and run it remotely, whether you intended to or not. As a demo project, it becomes a product later. It was meant for in-house use. It becomes shipped as part of a product team. Think about that. And if you're definitely developing a website or anything, think about the security. Okay, I had some other things I wanted to talk about, but I am going to be out of time. So any questions on this? Okay. Next time we have the talks, I'll go over and start talking about some common vulnerabilities. Actually, computer science-y stuff. I talked longer than I expected to on these. So, no questions? All right, thank you. Then we're done.